I'm back. Welcome back to Squarely on the Level. My name is Daren Kellerman, working in conjunction with the Grand Lodge of Kansas. I'm here at Hotel Topeka at City Center. The 2021 Leadership Academy has just finished up, and boy howdy, what a heck of a day. Started out this morning. Tell you what, a lot of guys got woke up on September 11, 2021. And outside the hotel here, members of Caledonia Lodge played Amazing Grace at 7:46 this morning. That was the time the first plane hit the towers in New York City, and it just one of those, they didn't advertise they were doing it, it just happened. And I'm not sure if we have any pictures or video of that, but for those that got experience, it was a very moving moment hearing those Highland pipes just going out over the quiet still morning here in Topeka at that time. So to the brothers of Caledonia Lodge that did that, well done, very well done. And I would say I wish you would have told us so we could have got more people out there and we would have made it a thing, but I think that's what made it a thing, is that it wasn't. It just happened naturally. So big kudos to the brothers from Caledonia Lodge. On to Leadership Academy. It is great to be back in person. Had just over 100, I think it was about 130 brothers here today. I know the ladies did their own thing. I understand they had a great time. We'll be seeing pictures of them doing that here in Topeka. But the morning kicked off. Deputy Grand Master welcomed us. Grand Master spoke. The Council Administration spoke. Last night on Friday, September 10th, we had the Grand Table Lodge, and another great experience. And you could tell that everybody was glad to be back in person. And we've made it work for the past year and a half or whatever it's been now. It's been forever, hasn't it, since we've been able to get together in person. And that's part of this. And a lot of guys say, Daren, what happened to Squarely on the Level? Well, the last episode that I had film part of was right before the annual communication in 2019, and then we ended up everything just kind of fell apart there with COVID, and we did the broadcast for the car, and then we did the very private installation ceremony for Grandmaster Borum. And almost as soon as COVID set in and the lockdown started, so many brothers picked up the mantle and started putting stuff on social media, on the web, and it was great to see that. So I expect I could have found a lot to talk about. No, the Grand Master Edict says this, and here's what's going on. We're having a Zoom meeting here and Zoom meeting there. But so many of you, so many brothers were doing stuff. And Director Alex Powers, Lodge of Research, he was doing that nightly Toast at 9 thing. It's awesome. Now he's doing first and third Fridays, I think, as well, keeping that thing going. And I just didn't see the need for us to continue Squarely on the Level at that time, because I was enjoying, like I hope you were, all the other brothers doing stuff. And now there's some exciting stuff in the work. We'll still do some Squarely on the Level here and there, but I think we've got some more stuff even better coming from the Grand Lodge of Kansas. And we heard about that some at Leadership Academy today. And if you couldn't be here, you know, that's all right. I think we'll put some stuff out there on the website in the future. But man, it was a packed in day. Heard a ton of stuff about the strategic plan, and it is wonderful. But the big theme is about Grand Lodge. And there is a dynamic shift in the perception of that. And we always perceive that Grand Lodges, all the guys wearing the big gold collars and the big fancy aprons, the people that sit at the Grand Lodge office in Emporia. Well, we've learned over the past, I don't know, year and a half, but more especially these past several months, that we're Grand Lodge. And if you read the bylaws, that's very evident that we are the Grand Lodge, the voting members that come. The past masters, the sitting masters, and it's us that make the decisions. The Grand Master and the Grand Senior and Junior Warden, Deputy Grand Master, Grand Treasurer, Grand Secretary, those are the elected leadership of Grand Lodge. And that was made very evident today, is that we, the craft, are Grand Lodge. And we help set the path for the future of Grand Lodge, and that's what our leadership is charged to do. And today they rolled that out in grand scale. We talked, the strategic plan was front and foremost, and they broke that down. They talked about it in the morning session, and they broke it down throughout the day in the various components, and it was wonderful. And for me, I went to a session from Brian Bird about social media, and it was great. And he gave us some ideas there that we're going to engage, and I think we may have got Brian talked into being on the Grand Lodge Communications Committee. Probably wasn't supposed to say that because I think he wants to be behind the scenes. So sorry, Brian. But that's what it takes, though, is all those guys behind the scenes making the in front of the scenes work for us. So all the guys coming home today, whether they're behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, they're going to try some stuff in Lodge. We've got a whole bunch of stuff today. I mean, the itinerary, we put it out there. Grand Senior Warden, come here. Come here. He's waving goodbye. He's got his wife in tow. She went out with some of the ladies' programs today, but he's trying to escape. He's looking forward to being on Squarely on the Level. That's what he's doing. Have a sit down here, brother. And
brother, how are you?
We're doing good. Just telling people about the day and the strategic plan, and that the big shift today really was emphasized is that the craft is Grand Lodge, and you were part of the elected leadership to lead the craft. And what a great day today.
You know, I really think it was not only enlightening, but there was a lot of value in just the fellowship that we had with each other. You know, I think we not only touched on the strategic plan and the 3 lanes specifically, and you know, we also talked on a whole lot more: leadership, mentorship, you know, even how to do the funeral ritual. You know, I think all in all, every Mason that was here had a really good day. They took something away that they can take back to their lodge, maybe through best practices and you know, some evaluation, some self-evaluation. We can continue to make Masonry even better than it is today.
And I tell you, one part that I really enjoyed was it's something I haven't seen ever before at the Grand Lodge level, is what was scheduled to be a Grand Lecturer's Roundtable turned into kind of elected Grand Lodge Officer hot seat. And we had the 4 of you guys. You had Grand Master, Deputy Grand Master, 2 Grand Lecturers up there, and just random questions asked to them live, and they had to answer in person. And I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. You know, I think that just shows the quality and the ability to think on your feet, but also with one solid mission for the strategic plan, the goals that we've been given by the craft, that told us what that strategic plan is, that, you know, we're focused. I would even say laser focused, that we have specific goals, we have specific accomplishments that have already been made, and you know, I think if the lodges will just step in and adhere to some of the simple plans, the simple steps that they can take, they'll truly have a excellent Masonic experience at every gathering, every meeting, every event. And you know, that's the ultimate goal.
It is. And I know today we talked about the ideal Masonic experience, and I think with the Table Lodge last night and today's event, that is definitely, just a fellowship was the ideal Masonic experience for at least 2 days or a day and a half here in Kansas.
Yeah, it really was. So if you were not at the Table Lodge and were not at Leadership Academy, you missed out. You really did. I hope to see you here next year, though.
Thank you, brother.
Absolutely. Brother, take care.
You. And it's never more intimidating when you're doing something and the Grand Master of Kansas is sitting here watching you and just debating, do you ask him, do you not ask him to say something? Of course I want to ask him, because there was an awesome statistic thrown out last night at the Table Lodge, and then he elaborated on that today about the retention factor. And it's something we're all worried about. And last night they talked about, everybody's concerned about membership, Grandmaster.
Absolutely.
And it's been discussed that maybe we really don't have a membership issue. It's a retention issue.
Oh yeah, there's definitely that component to it.
And it's amazing. It was your research. If you'd like to
Sure.
share it here, I've asked you to write an article about it. But for the few of you that do watch, this is the hot thing. There was a topic last night and all day today that people were talking about this number.
Yeah. So I pulled the data, the membership data for the last 25 years, and ran retention rates on those members that were raised in the last 25 years, excluding those that are no longer with us due to death. Well, what I found was that 50% of our members in the last 25 years have left either through demit or have been suspended for non-payment of dues. Half of the guys that came into this fraternity left. We didn't provide the value they were looking for. They're gone. 17,000, brother, 17,000.
That's an
more
incredible
left
number.
than what we still have. We'd have 30,000 Masons right now in Kansas if they'd stayed with us. And that's our fault, brothers. That's our fault.
And that includes us.
Yeah.
That includes us. Today at the Leadership Academy, they addressed some ideas to help maybe, I won't say reverse the flow, but stem the tide
Yes.
and then eventually reverse it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we saw some statistics here that show that maybe the trend is slowly going back the other way.
Right.
But again, we'll have more of that in the an upcoming Kansas Mason where everybody can see the numbers. These are numbers you want to see.
Yeah.
And we, not just we all here, whether you're in Kansas or not, we have a responsibility to our brothers to make sure they don't leave.
Absolutely.
17,000 just said see it to the greatest fraternity in the world. So,
Yeah.
Grandmaster, your thoughts on the day today and last night?
Oh, it was an excellent event. Table Lodge was exceptional. Your Masonic light that you delivered was on point as usual. I think everybody had a great time at the event last night.
Some of you a little bit more than others.
Yeah. Temperance, brothers, temperance.
Temperance.
Today we had a lot of education, just across the board. Everything our lodges, the members here need to take back to our lodges to make them successful. And that's what we do. That's what Grand Lodge is. And I'm not Grand Lodge. Guess what? Big deal. You're not Grand Lodge.
Not Grand Lodge.
No.
You guys
are Grand Lodge.
Grand Lodge. See? Grandmaster, it was indeed great to be back in person. Again, we took some time off because you guys picked up the mantle for us. And we look forward to seeing your next Grand Lodge event. As far as I know, I think that's going to be in March.
Yeah,
back
annual
here.
communication.
But a lot of local lodge events going on. Stay tuned to the Grand Lodge Facebook page and the Grand Lodge calendar for that. Grandmaster, an excellent day today. And keep things squarely on the level. Are we on? Oh, what? Oh, I'm back. Welcome back to Squarely on the Level. My name is Daren Kellerman, working in conjunction with the Grand Lodge of Kansas. I'm here at the hotel in Topeka. Can't remember the name of it, and that's it's
City Center.
Hotel Topeka at City Center. Hotel Topeka at City Center. Who knew? I'm back.